Ben Brochu here. Just thought I would show you something I was sent in the mail this week. I've been packrafting since 2012 and started with the feather crafts and then got into the alpackas and the Kopellis, and basically like to try to stay up to date with all the new developments in packrafting. So guy out of Calgary was nice enough to send me this ROBfin to try out. Very well built. This basically is constructed like a modern inflatable kayak. That's one thing that's majorly different than pack rafts I've had, is the you see the floor there is raised. So most pack rafts are basically a flat bottom, and this one is definitely rounded, more like a creaking kayak. And I thought that would result in less stability on the water, but not my experience after taking it out yesterday. You can definitely edge better than you can in a normal flat bottom pack raft. You don't have the butt sag because it's such a stiff I-beam bottom on it, and the secondary stability is excellent. You hit this edge right here and she's stable as can be, but you've got that edging ability in between there. I like how the self-bailing floor is set up. That's what some of them, they don't have enough space here to allow the drain to really work as well as it could, but this one does. It's in the middle and it seemed to work quite well. This boat cuts through the waves more so than just riding on the top. There's not as much bow flotation, which I actually like. You definitely can get a wave into your lap with that, so it handles a little more kayak like, but there just doesn't hold enough water in there to slow you down. So even in that time it takes for it to drain, you're still very maneuverable because it's almost like a sit on top kayak that way. The outfitting I like. They got this foot brace. Some people have commented they're concerned about this for foot entrapment in actual use. I think that pretty unlikely. You could run without it though. These thigh straps, because this boat is so rigid, it's a PVC, it's not a urethane, so there's no stretch to it. So it's a very stiff, rigid boat. So yeah, you wouldn't necessarily need to run this, but I actually like it. I like the way the seat clips in there. I don't think you even really need this one. I put my throw rope on there. The T-zip is there. It's a 3-chamber boat. The chambers divide right here. That's one thing I wouldn't mind if that was more like this instead, because your cargo compartment isn't that big. You're sitting though pretty close to the middle of the boat, so maybe it wouldn't hurt to put another 20 pounds in here. I know I was asking the guys I was with, and sitting quite centrally in the boat, I wasn't back heavy at all, so maybe you could put all your gear in the back of that without getting too much weight in the stern. I'm not sure. This is their medium size model. Fits me well. I'm about 5'10", but I got pretty short legs, long torso, and I had the seat at the second most front setting. I really like sitting more in the middle of the boat. You know, they could have done more in Alpacka style. You just have a big cavern in the back here, which I think would work too and have better cargo capacity. But this way you could put, you know, instead one of those bow bags like I have for my Kopelli there, or whatever. You could put that in. There's a lot of space. You could put some in there too, but yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick overview of the construction on this, and you'll see how it performs on the water, and I try to share a little bit as I'm out there, but just thought I'd give you a look at the construction of the boat up and close at the beginning of this video here. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment, and I can kind of share what I think compared to the Alpacka, Gnarwal, Kopelli, Nirvana, some of the other boats in this category. Right, trying out the new ROBfin, or however you say it. Sulphur River in Grande Cache. It's about 6:30 in the evening, so a little later than usually would be starting a trip like this, but kind of got to work with what we got. We're off on the water. Water's lowish today, so it's a good time to try a new boat. Definitely notice how stiff this boat is. Very good rigidity. Seems stable enough. See how the bails. Yeah, bails very quickly. This is quicker of any Packraft. The way the floor is designed, there's a nice space around the bailer holes, which I think helps them work better than some Packraft. Thunderstorm here. Don't know if you can hear anything with that rain, but definitely some interesting weather. See how fast he bails. Well, that was slow actually. The bails relatively fast. but the floor has enough volume that the boat doesn't hold much water. Sulphur gates here, they call it. Pretty awesome waves. Big old cliff there, it's pretty awesome. Smell the sulfur leaking out of the cliff. That's cool. Smells like rotten eggs. Boat hucks really nicely, very stiff. More precise than the Recon, I would have to say. Coming at, this is at the Sulphur gates, they call it. Coming into the Smoky River. Looking back up at the Sulphur. Well, a quick summary on this boat so far. Now that we're on the Smoky, I definitely would compare this more with the Recon than the Nirvana in terms of stiffness. Very stiff. Punches through waves better. It doesn't have as much flotation in the front, so that's a pro and a con, depends what you're trying to do. The outfitting is very good. I don't have my thigh straps on right now. But this little foot brace is pretty awesome, actually. I wasn't sure if I would miss the 3-point or 4-point ones from the Kopelli, but with the foot brace and these, it ends up being the same thing because the tubes are so stiff. You definitely can take a wave into your lap in a way you don't with the Nirvana, but that also means you can punch through stuff better. Definitely a very comfortable boat. Same as I've found any self-bailer, because there's more than one position you can sit in. It's a round bottom, but that secondary stability is really good. You can lean her up pretty easily, but then it holds. So I thought it would be tippier than a Nirvana, but I don't think it is. I think it'd be very comparable. I haven't felt close to going over. So the back fan and seat are super comfortable. I think the 3-chamber thing is nice. That's something I was a proponent of on the original Kopellis, which got nixed by popular demand, but it's a nice concept when you're doing remote cold water trips. You know, your boat will float enough to get you to shore no matter what happens. The valves are the same ones in the Kopelli Recon. They're awesome. Tie downs, just one in the front, 2 in the back. You definitely could put a little bag on the back. My little bow bag from Kopelli would work great for that. I think this boat is faster than the Nirvana or the Recon too, actually. There's a round bottom.